Hi, I'm Christy Simpson, an author, designer, and instructor, and in this tutorial I will be teaching you how to crochet this hooded scarf. It's really fast because we work with super bulky yarn, so join me as we begin. For this hooded scarf tutorial, you will need 3 skeins of the Premier Yarns Mega Tweed. It is a super bulky, it's mostly acrylic, and it has a little bit of viscose in it. But it also has about 74 yards. Now, like I said, it's a super bulky, but that's why you will need 3, is because it doesn't have as many yards as some yarns. But that's okay because this is an awesome yarn. You will also need a 15mm crochet hook. The pattern calls for a chain 70, and I have already done that. And what you will do is double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not matter if you crochet in the top loop or in the back bump. It doesn't matter on this one. So double crochet here, and you can work loosely, and that's okay because this is a super bulky and you don't want it to pull too tight. Then skip 1 stitch and 2 double crochet in the next chain. I said stitch, but chain here. So 2 here. And that same one. And I love this hooded scarf, this pattern, because it really is seamless the way that we're going to work it in these 2 double crochet V-stitches here. So skip 1 and 2 in the next. And you will do this all the way to the end until 1 stitch remains, and then you will just double crochet in that last stitch, and then we'll be ready for row 2. So go ahead and complete your first row and then join me back here. I have completed row 1 with this single double crochet in the last chain, and for rows 2, 3, and 4 you will complete the row in the same way. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn. So move that first part of the scarf out of the way. Okay, this is your first double crochet. This counts, the chain 3 does. So in the center of all of your 2 double crochets here, there's not really a stitch, but we're going to work in the center here. So we're going to create one. So go in between the stitches. I'm going to take my hook, see? If you just split the stitches right there. So go in between, and you're going to do 2 double crochets in each set. So it just kind of lines up together. So I'll show you in the next one. So this is the one in that first set, and then here's your second set that's done in this 1 chain. So 2 double crochets. Okay, and you will complete that through all of the double crochets to the very end, and then just double crochet in that last double crochet to complete your rows 2, 3, and 4, and then fasten off your yarn, and we'll start on the hood. I have finished with my portion of the scarf. I did 3 rows. You can do 3, 4, or 5. You can make it as wide or as skinny as you would like. But now we're going to add the hood. So what you're going to do is find your first 2 double crochet, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets. And you're going to skip those 10, and in the 11th one, you're going to take and join your yarn in chain 3. And just like the scarf had a beginning chain 3 and a double crochet at the end, we're going to do the same thing with the hood. So now you have your first stitch of the hood, which is in the center of this 2 double crochet. In the next 11 sets, we're going to do 2 double crochets in each. So we'll do those really fast. And I love this yarn. It is so soft. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This makes 10. and 11. And whenever you finish the 11th one, we will simply put 1 double crochet in the next to finish up. Now we will chain 3 and turn. And when we do, this is your first double crochet, and double crochet 2 times in each set across to where you started and double crochet in that. You will work that for rows 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and do that, and then join me back here and we'll work rows 7 and 8 together. I have completed rows 3, 4, 5, and 6, all the way 2 through 6 here, and as you can see, there's a good amount of the hood finished, but we still lack the last 2 rows. You could work 7 and 8 in the same manner and then sew it together, but then you would have a point at the very back where it's sewn. So what we're going to do is work this with a decrease slightly in the middle. So let's go ahead and turn our work. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we will do 2 double crochets in the next 3 sets. 1, this makes 2, and then 3. Double crochet in the next 2, so just 1 double crochet here and 1 double crochet here. See, 1 and 1 in these sets. 2 double crochet in the next, a double crochet in the next 2. So basically we're going to mirror the first side. So 1 and 1, and then 2 double crochet in the next 3 sets and a double crochet in the end. So we'll do that together. 1, 2, 1, 2, and I've already joined my yarn here. This is where my 3rd skein comes into play. 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet in the last stitch here. And then we will chain 3 and turn. To do row 8, it's 2 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So let's do that, or in the next 3 sets, I'm sorry, 1. As you can tell, working with this big hook and thick yarn, it's a little bit more work than normal, but it looks really pretty. 1, 2. Now the directions say double crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So the ones where we had put 1 stitch in this set and 1 stitch this set, we're going to decrease those together. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull back through. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. So we're going to keep this last loop on our hook and do it again in the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull back through, just the same way you would start a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. And then the next one says 2 double crochet in this one here, and then decrease over the next 2 stitches, which is the same thing that we just did, and then 2 double crochet in the next 3 sets. 1 in that one so far, and then 2 in this one. Now after you finish this one, we'll do a double crochet in the last stitch, and then whenever you take and cut your yarn, make sure that you leave a long tail so that you can use it to sew the top together. So go ahead and finish your row 7 and 8, and then join me back here and I'll show you a quick way to seam your hood. We have now completed our scarf and the hood section, and by the way we did it, by just working in between the sets, it is completely seamless. But now we do have to add a seam in the top to join the hood together. Okay, so bring the corners together, and you should have your yarn on a yarn needle now, and just bring your ends together. Now you can simply whip stitch it together, which is just over and over and over. But I'd like to show you one that's a little more secure, and it's super fast, but it's very durable. So go ahead and just go from the outside to the inside through this first stitch and come all the way through. And line up the stitches as good as you can and go through the next 2 stitches all the way underneath both. Now 1 stitch back, go all the way under both again. Okay, and that'll just help us secure this first stitch so that whenever you look at your hood, it's not going to have a split or anything. So now go back under the first 2. And then go from the outside to the inside under both stitches here, all the way through. And then from this side, across. And then we're just going back and forth, and this will give you a very clean seam on the outside. When you get to the end, you don't want to cinch it, but you do want to work in the last 2 stitches here and pull through. So whenever you finish, cut your yarn and then weave in your ends, and then when you look on the opposite side, you'll see that there's no obvious seaming joint here. It's very clean. Thank you so much for joining me for this hooded scarf tutorial. I love how fast and easy it works up, and I hope you do too. Please join me back here for more video crochet tutorials soon.